Hey guys, this video is going to go over some examples and vocabulary for angles that we can create inside of circles. So the two main angles are called central and inscribed. So central, you might be able to guess, has a vertex at the center of the circle. The other 2 points are on the circle. Inscribed, all 3 points need to be on the circle. So this fancy looking O symbol, this is a symbol called theta. You don't need to know that, but whenever you see that symbol, it represents an angle. So just keep that in mind when you see that. So a couple of rules. So central angle, we obviously have the angle measure in here, but the thing that we're going to be like applying that to is the measure of the degrees of the arc. So the measure of the arc. In a central angle, the angle and arc are the same degree. So if theta was equal to 30 degrees, then the arc is also 30 degrees. With an inscribed angle, if the angle was 30, the arc would be 60 degrees. So with a central angle, they are equal. With an inscribed, the arc is 2 times bigger than the angle. So I'm going to write those down as like formulas. So in a central, the angle is equal to the arc. And I just do my angle symbol like that so that it doesn't accidentally look like the letter L. But technically, you don't need that little loop in it to represent an angle. It can kind of just look similar to a less than sign, and that's a symbol in geometry for an angle. In inscribed, the arc is equal to 2 times the angle. So those are the little formulas that we're going to use to remember it. The fancy name for this arc a lot of times you'll see the words the intercepted arc, and it basically just means the distance in between the 2 points on the circle that are like the sides of the angle. All right, so a couple of other things just to realize about circles is if you notice that you have a diameter of the circle, then the arc is 180 degrees because a circle is 360 degrees and a diameter is going to cut that in half. So look for things like linear pairs. If you know that this angle is 40 degrees, this is central, so the arc is also 40 degrees, and they have to complete the circle or the semicircle. So this would have to be 140 degrees for the angle and the arc. When you have a parallelogram, or you kind of have 2 inscribed angles that are opposite, and it might not be a parallelogram, I shouldn't have said parallelogram, just any quadrilateral, anything with 4 sides. So this is the intercepted arc for that angle X. And because that is inscribed, if that angle is X, then this arc, whatever it is, would have to be double of that amount. Well, Y, the angle for Y, see how it's completing the circle? The intercepted arc for angle Y that would obviously be double of whatever angle y was. I'm sorry, that should be y. That side would be double of angle y. But if you notice, they're completing the circle. A circle is 360 degrees. So if the arcs put together are 360 degrees, the angles are half as big. So what that means for us is that those two angles have to add up to 180 degrees, because the arcs would add up to 360 and those angles are half the size. So the angles have to add up to 180. All right, so those are just a few of the concepts that we're going to use when we're finding angles and arcs in circles.